Mom's taking my little sister somewhere, and I didn't get to go nowhere. Tick. I'm so mad.
I'd blame Bush if I was you. Blame Bush. All right, chapter contents, chapter 4. What does it say we cover? Do we cover all? There's one unit that we cover all the
It
sections.
says A, B, C, D, E.
Let's see it. Surplus probably starts off with surplus and
Control of your finances.
student loans. Golly, why they start off with that? I just paid mine off like last year. And I graduated in '94.
I wasn't even
20 years to pay off your loans?
Pretty much.
Wow. I know, that's why I tell my 18-year-old, he's got a full ride to Clemson. I'll tell you, I will kill you. if you
Make
mess it
sure you
up.
take it.
I will kill you.
Okay, let's look at those right here. All right, now I'm teaching y'all, I saved the best two units for last because a lot of units, the two remaining units is based on a 2-term word, common sense. A lot of Unit 3 is common sense. Know your bank balance. Why? Why do you know your bank balance?
So you know how much money you have.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it
It's
matters.
overdraft. Overdraft protection.
What if you overdraft his max?
That's free money. That ain't my money. That's the bank's money.
Yeah, right.
I'm telling you the way people think, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right? That's the bank's money. That ain't my money. I can spend all I want. Know what you spend. Keep track of your debit and credit card spending. Don't buy on impulse. Make a budget. I'm bad about this.
Yeah.
Okay? I will go, don't let me go to Target or Hobby Lobby. Because I will spend. All right? And my daughter knows this. My 17-year-old daughter knows this. So I pick her up on Wednesday and she'll say, Daddy, let's go to Target. She knows exactly what she's doing.
She knows what she wants.
And I take her to Target because I want to go to Target too. Why don't I go to Walmart? I don't feel like getting mugged. All right. Make a budget. Now, I have a budget kind of like in my head, but I don't really need a budget because after alimony and child support, I ain't got no money. So I'm just kidding. I read
You should have that deep.
what? I don't really need to make a budget, but I do know that after that's paid, and after the direct bill's paid, because I watch a lot of movies, and after the, let's see, HughesNet's paid, and after the light bill's paid, and after, oh, thank you, I appreciate you asking me if you wanted something, I wanted something
You're
to drink.
welcome. Would you like something?
No, forget
Okay.
it now. I don't know if I got enough money.
Do you really want something?
Yeah, I got nothing.
What would you like?
Nice
I want,
budgeting.
He's tired.
right, I like to go with clear liquids and move to the black, so, all right, so clear first. That means Sprite, Mellow Yellow, and then
Oh, yeah.
anything after that.
Not Mellow Yellow. Or Mountain Dew.
Huh?
They're bad for you.
I know they're bad for you. I don't drink them a lot.
Yes, don't be drinking them.
I try to drink Sprite.
Too much sugar.
All right. Don't overspend. I have a problem doing that. But I mentally, I have to keep transferring money from my savings account over because I am a spender. And I will go to Target and I will spend money. But you have to keep control of it. All right? Are you Are you a Hubert? Are you a Bill Gates? This thing is not writing very well. I don't know why. Okay? Now, nobody in Anderson can say they're a Bill Gates, but what I mean by Bill Gates, well, his positive is a whole lot bigger than his what?
Negative.
What do you mean his positive is a whole lot bigger than his negative? His bank account is a whole lot bigger than his what? His bills. But if you're a Hubert, your negative is a whole lot bigger than your positive. All right, so unless you're this guy, you have to worry about spending and you have to worry about income, because you don't want to end up, you know, where you can't go out and get a credit card because you're not credit card. You don't want a credit card. You don't want to go out because what does it affect? If you don't pay your bills, it affects your credit rating. And credit rating is like grade point average and gaining weight. It's easy to do, but it's hard to undo. Okay? Your credit rating is just like grade point average and gaining weight. It's easy to do, but hard to undo. It's easy for the credit rating, your credit rating, to get bad. Very easy. All you got to do is not pay your bills. And then those three credit agencies, they get those negative accounts. They get reported. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
They get those negative accounts, and then your credit score starts plummeting. Now,
Yeah, but
I'm going to turn over a new leaf, and I want to get my credit score looking better. Well, it'll take you about 6 to 10 years to get it to make a dent in it. And that's if you pay all your bills for 6 to 10 years and not have any negative, because every 7 years, the bad stuff falls off. The bad stuff that you fixed falls off. All right? The bad stuff that you haven't fixed stays on there until you get it fixed. And then 7 years after it gets fixed, I think it's 7 years, isn't it?
I think so.
7 years after you fix it, it goes off.
Yeah, but your credit score can improve within that 7 years.
It can improve,
Yeah.
but it's hard to get it to improve unless you take care of the good, bad stuff. You got to make the bad stuff good. So the best thing to do is don't even get the bad stuff. How do you avoid getting credit rated? 1,
Don't get married.
amen. One thing you don't get is what? Credit cards. Now a lot of people say, well, you need a credit card. You get a debit card and you get a credit card from your bank, and that's it. You don't need nothing else. All right? The bad thing about credit cards, there's 2 types of credit cards. There is legitimate credit cards, and then there is the con artist credit cards, I call them. You got to watch credit cards. If you get a credit card from your bank, then your bank is going to say, okay, they're going to give you a sheet of paper, and it's going to have all these things about the credit card. And on the credit cards, it's going to basically say that they can adjust the interest however they want to. So, if you have $0 on that credit card, your interest is going to be very low because they can't make any money off of 0, because 0 times anything is what? 0. So if you have no balance on that credit card, they're not going to raise the interest to 22% because 22% times 0 is 0, and they're not going to make any money. But as soon as you put $1 on that credit card, guess what? That 0% interest that you got with that credit card goes up. Now, how high that interest does depends on if the credit card company is a crook or not. And that's where you have to decide. Some credit cards, Capital One, some of your credit cards that you get in the mail where it says, you can have $20,000 credit limit on this credit card if you just send this in, blah, blah, blah. Those are the ones you throw away. You do not mess with those. Because what happens is, they'll shoot up. You buy a stereo or you buy whatever. Let's say you go out and buy a refrigerator. You go out and buy a refrigerator. No, let's buy a washer. I just bought a dishwasher. And that dishwasher is about $800. All right? So you buy $800, and instead of paying, you pay with that Capital One credit card, and it shoots up to 21% interest just as soon as I put that on there.
It's not paid within the month.
Yep, if it's not paid within the month. Now, if you pay that $800 off in the month, then everything's fine, hunky-dory. But that ain't what people do. What do they do? Minimum what? Minimum payment. Minimum payment. Do not do the minimum payment. Why?
It takes you years.
It takes you like 15 years to pay that $800 off. And we'll get into the interest in a little bit, okay? And it'll make you sick. When we get through doing interest on cars and houses and credit cards, you will go out and burn your credit cards. Yes, ma'am.
Have you seen that credit card documentary about how bad, how terrible?
I don't need to. I went through the credit card stage. All people go through it. Well, some people don't. Some people are smart enough. I wasn't. Oh, yeah, Clemson. I was at Clemson, and I started getting credit cards left and right. And when I got out of Clemson, I had about $50,000 worth of credit card debt at about 21% interest. And about half of them were late payments. And then if you're late on your payment, what does that constitute? Another fee. $30 added on to that $200 and something. And then what else is it? Oh, then there's a limit that you can put on that credit card. And what happens if you go over that limit? Another fee. Another $30. So there's $60 added on at the end of the month because I'm over the limit and I didn't pay my payment. That's $60 more. And that interest rate's going to bump up a little bit more. Each time you put more on that credit card, a little bit more, boom, boom, boom. To me, a credit card limit means that you can't go over that limit, right? So at $2,100, what should your credit card do? It should stop charging. Does it?
No.
No, you put them fees on there. Can you use a credit card? No, but they can keep putting them fees on there. I don't know how they can put $2,160 $60 worth of fees if it's $2,100 credit limit. How can they keep putting it on there? But they can. Then they're going to get you so far into debt that you can't pay your way out. And if you got 5 or 6 of these guys, they're going to eat your lunch. Okay, so one, stay away from credit cards. That's one big thing. Another thing is, know what you're making. If you make $1,500 a month, then that means you make $6,000 a what, month? I don't know, 1,500 times 4, what is that, 6,000? You make $6,000 a month? Then you need to go through and find out how much you eat. You need to find out how much your rent is. Your rent, let's say, is $500 a month. Let's say your power bill and water bill and all that is $300 a month altogether. Your direct and your cell phone and your computer is all bundled up. It's $200 a month. Okay, wait a minute now. $500 a month, $600, 500. What I say? 300 and 200. That's what? 500. That's $1,000 right there. That's $1,000 a month just where you live, and you make how much? 6,000. So I'm sorry. I say 6,000. That's no. 1,500 a month. That's what I was talking about. 1,500 a month. You've already spent $1,000 of that 1,500 just with where you live. And that leaves you with $500 for you to live on. Have y'all ever seen The Cosby Show? You ever seen where Theo wants to move out? That is one of the best economic things to watch when you're talking about moving out and being your own person. Theo found out quickly that what? He ain't going to be able to make it. And you ought to watch that. We'll pull it up here in a minute. Know what you make. And not only know what you make sure you know what you're spending. Because these two have to what? They have to coincide. Or they have to match. Now, if you got $2,500 a month and you spend $1,500 on everything and you've got $1,000 left, then that's good. That's called a surplus. And a surplus is good.
Unless you got kids.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you got kids, you can forget a surplus. All right? Don't get married. She said, don't get married. That's a good idea. Don't have kids.
I have to
You know, there is something I would like to say. If you don't have the ability to pay for one kid, what am I fixing to say?
Don't have to.
Don't have two.
The thing about credit cards though, like these kids can't establish any kind of credit reference unless they're making a, like my 24-year-old is fixing to buy a house,
Mhm.
okay? Well, he had limited credit except for his car payment. And fortunately, he did move out for a year and pay rent for a year. So that can go towards his credit. But a lot of kids don't have that.
Well, that's why I tell them to go through
I
their
don't
bank.
have credit.
A lot of people have bank accounts by the time they're 18 years old. They can get a credit card through their bank account, through their bank, or they can get a pay-as-you-go credit card or something like that. That
They
establishes
have to
credit.
establish some type of
Yeah.
credit
I
or
don't
they,
even have credit.
And also buying a
My parents won't
car.
let me have a credit.
Parents, usually what happens is, a kid goes out, wants a car, they go to a used car lot, they get a finance, whatever. The bank puts the kid's name on there, but co-signed, but that helps establish credit for that. So there are ways to establish credit.
Yeah, but that's not
especially if you're-
enough.
But it's not, don't go out and get 15 credit cards and don't do that. Do not do that. One or two, maybe. But you better use them and you better pay them off, because if you get in that trap, you'll never get out of it. Okay? And just basically use a little bit of common sense. Use a little bit of common sense. There is a saying, and remember I told y'all that there's 2 or 3 things you can get by with in life. One is nothing is what?
free.
Nothing's free. There's 2 kinds of people in the world, givers and you never tell a woman if she looks fat or you will remarry again. Okay? Those are the guys. Never do that. All right? There's also one more I told y'all. What's the other one? Givers and takers. I told y'all this the other day and y'all didn't. Okay, well here's another one. I don't know how to spell champagne, so however you spell it, I know something funny around in here.
That's right,
Huh?
that's right.
Is it? Champagne taste on a what?
Beer, pocketbook.
Beer budget. What does that mean?
You want to live inside, it's pretty living alive.
Say again, huh?
Basically, you spend more than you make.
Exactly. Okay, that's what people do. They go out.
Let's have people in Asia.
You know, one of my favorite restaurants
Let's have
is
people in
Outback.
high school.
Okay, why don't I eat at Outback every night?
But
Because I can't afford it. I will be the first person to tell you that I'm broke. All right? Usually. You know, when I make payments and stuff like that, I'm broke. All right? I still sell a couple of steers. I'm only broke for a little while. Okay? So that money runs out. But the whole point is, I know that I cannot go to Outback 5 days a week and eat. Can't do it. Heck, I can barely go to Waffle House and eat 5 days a week. The point is, you got to know that. The people that get in trouble are the people that go to J. Peters 5 times a week. Okay? There's not many people in Anderson County that can afford J. Peters 5 days a week. All right? There's a lot of people that think they can afford J. Peters 5 days a week. But you think about that. Let's say you go to J. Peters and get a salad with a drink, you're talking about $8, right? $8 or $9. Times 4, that's $45 a week. $45 a week, let's say 50. Let's say with the tips and all, $50 a week. 50 times 5 or 4, 50, that's $200 a month. How many of you could do something nice with $200 a month? I could. That's a payment on something. Dang old dishwasher or something. Dang old payment on something. All right, champagne taste on a beer budget. Now, there's nothing wrong with splurging every now and then, but you don't, you know your limitations. You might not want to go to Outback for that splurge. You could go to dang old Longhorn or something. Or Outback and Longhorn about the same. So,
Yeah, Longhorn's
dang
better.
old, drop down one. Drop down to dang old Chili's or something. You know. Champagne taste on a beer budget. Stay away from the champagne taste. Unless you're Bill Gates. Okay? Or unless you're, you know, who else is that guy that started Facebook? Zuckerberg or whatever his name is.
Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Those people have money. It's called real money. Real money is when you can buy a hotel with cash if you want to. Okay? Not if you can make payments on a Cadillac. That's not real money.
What's the dude's name? He actually owns like an island or whatever. He's in the top there with Bill Gates and all them.
Yeah.
He's got billions. I forget his name. But he actually owns an island. I was like,
Okay?
Trump?
no, it's not true.
Surplus. What is a surplus?
You have more money.
You have more money than you have bills at the end of the month. It don't look right. But anyway,
That's right.
this thing is not, I don't know why it's not written correctly. More money than bills after you pay. Now, I don't know if that's spelled right. I can't spell and write with this dang pen. Deficit. What is a deficit?
When you get a negative.
Negative, yeah.
More bills than what? That's Youre. This is Bill Gates. This is Youre. More bills than money.
I don't think too many people are in that same category.
Huh?
I said, I don't know of anybody really much that's not in the.
I know.
I mean,
And if you face life realistically, there's not a lot of people in this category.
Sir Richard
yeah, I
Branson.
ain't stressed because of that.
They think they are. I mean, you have people that come out of the military that think they're rich.
Yes.
You don't get rich in the military. All right? Just like a lot of people that think they're teachers and they're retired and they're rich. You don't come out of education thinking you're rich. I mean, you don't, because you barely get enough to get by because they don't pay teachers anything. All right? They should. They should pay teachers a lot of money, what they have to put up with, but they don't. So now Bill Gates, like I said, he's got a surplus. You will never give Bill Gates a bill that he can't pay, or Zuckerberg, or whatever his name is. Deficit. Debt is accumulation of deficit. Y'all ready for a real world jolt? Of course, we know it's all Bush's fault, but let's look at a real world jolt. Let's just go here.
Oh my goodness, I've seen this.
What?
I've seen this, it's
Yeah.
horrible.
No, it's not.
Well, don't depress me.
It's Bush's fault. It'll take an hour for it to come up. Oh, we gotta do. No. Ugh. This is getting old, okay?
You'll have to back up and
I know.
Okay. Side. Here we go.
Now I gotta do the, where's the thing that says, you're supposed to ask that I want it to, I'm about ready to quit. I'm trying to get the, you wanna allow all that stuff to come up, it's not gonna work, I gotta get out of it.
Can you do it individually?
Hold on, I'm gonna have to pull it up again.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, a lot of people haven't seen it, that's the problem. Not picking on you or anything.
You have to go and like
Hurt my
do
favorite.
file and allow.
Look, it looks like it's down at the bottom.
No, that's Firefox sends data.
Oh, never mind.
Look,
Hold on, I'll just,
you had it at first.
yeah, and I hit no. I go through Internet Explorer.
There it is. Isn't it right there?
So let's look at this a little while. Right now, the U.S. national debt is $18 trillion. Okay, now the green, what is green in accounting?
Positive.
Positive.
It's positive, that's money coming in to the United States through taxes, through fees, through whatever, revenue. And it says right there, state revenue, local revenue, income tax revenue. And then you got Social Security and this stuff right here, it's gray. Why is it gray? Because it's making money, but we're also what?
Giving it
Taking
out.
money from it.
Giving it out.
Kind of like a savings account. It makes us a little bit of money, but we're taking money from it. So that's why it's gray.
Well, hold it.
So we got $18 trillion deficit. Let's look and see. When was Bush elected?
2001. Yeah,
2008? Right? I think, or 2004, 2000.
9/11, he was president, so.
Yeah, 2001, because that was when Clinton finished up.
Yeah,
So
2000. He was elected in 2000. So Bush took over, it was $5 trillion. When Bush left, it was, when did he leave? 2008?
Yeah.
So five trillion, let's say 6 trillion. He got it when he got it from the Clinton administration. Blame it on the Clintons. No, don't do that. To 2008, 6 trillion to 10 trillion. How much is that?
4 trillion.
4 trillion. So under Bush, 4 trillion. Okay, let's look and see. So what did Obama? He inherited 9 or 10 trillion. And what is it now?
18.
So what did he spend? Oh, I'm sorry, he didn't spend it. I don't know who did though.
What is current?
Where is current? I don't see current. Well, there it is. Was that 18? Okay, 18 trillion. And by the way it looks, by the time we get to the next election,
They'll average out about the same.
2015.
2019,
Get 200,
2000,
about the same.
in 2019, it's going to be 20 trillion.
That's what it's estimated as.
Now, let's look at some other things that the USDA clock has, because the USDA clock does not lie. Because
You-
this is numbers.
You can
it
put
in.
your own social security in there and get,
I don't know.
and
U.S. population.
that's too bad.
Look at the U.S. population. 333 million. Or, yeah, 333 million.
That's for the future, right?
Workforce. Okay, let me go back to, thank you.
Okay.
2015. Here we go. Okay, here we go.
What's each person's debt? Doesn't it show it on here? Each
US population right now is 320 million.
Workforce.
US workforce,
Not even half the population.
here's where you get your real numbers from with the unemployment. Officially unemployed,
Still don't make 320, but you got kind of elderly and the young.
well, elderly and the young people, yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's 2/3.
So US workforce is 148 million. Unofficially unemployed, unofficially unemployed is 8 million. Close to 9 million. Not in labor force. What does that mean?
I don't know, tell us.
They're not working.
They're not working. In other words, not in labor force. That would be young people and elderly.
So of the
We can
320
take
population,
320 million
minus
and we
that.
can find out how many people can work, but what? Don't work or won't work. Because I'll be honest with you, if I could not pay for my son's clothes, I'd be at McDonald's somewhere. I'd be working in a ditch somewhere getting money for my child. But some people don't want to do that. So, not in labor force. Somebody take a calculator, take 320 million. That's the US population. And take out not in labor force, meaning children and elderly. That's what I would assume it was. Because not in labor force is people that cannot what? Work because of their age. So, how much does that leave? And just round it. Let's say 321 million minus 93 million. What does that come out to be?
227,941,000.
Okay, 227 million people can what? Work.
But they choose not to.
So let's see what the
Minus.
official unemployed is. Take 8,610,226 and divide by that number. 220 million.
Wait, what?
227 million divided by
No, go ahead and take 9 million and divide by 221 million, whatever you have. What do you get?
Not in labor force. Self-employed, okay.
Okay, can y'all not do that or what?
0.03.
0.039646.
Okay, 4%. But